Hello, welcome back. Felix here. Today on Bricklands, we'll be going over some stuff in the Lego City. I want to give a bit more of a detailed overview of the skyscrapers, as the last video kind of went over very quickly went over the plans for the city. So I want to go over the actual designs of the skyscrapers in as much detail as possible. So first of all, we've got this skyscraper here. It's still unnamed. I need to come up with a name of it for it. Sorry. It will be a 2 meter tall skyscraper, or 2 meters 9 cent, 2.09 meters. I keep getting everything muddled up. Yeah. No, that's not right. It's a 200.9 centimeter tall tower. I got there in the end. It'll be a residential tower. It will have everything built apart from the interior details. And this tower should, if the Lego order turns up, be done in about a week. It'll be topped out in a week, basically. Here we're going to have the wave. It's basically like a wave design. And it's going to be one hell of a nice building when it's done. That one will stretch about 1.2 meters into the air and is also a residential tower. Then we're going to have this tower here, again unnamed. It will stretch about 1.5 meters into the air and it's going to be quite the nice build. It's going to have inset balconies potentially, potentially some masonry, grey, white, all sorts of different cladding, maybe some black in there as well. So it's going to be quite a nice build. We've got the university going there, which would be a right angle. Again, unconfirmed on the colour. More than likely be going down the black or grey route with that one. We've got the hospital, which will be dark red masonry with 1x5 transparent clear panels, internal cross bracing with potentially some white columns going up on each corner, but that section bit of it is unconfirmed. The university will be about 1.1 meters tall. The hospital will be about 1.3 meters tall. And then we're going to have the hotel, which will stretch about 1.8, 1.9 meters tall. Again, potentially some inset, maybe slightly outset balconies. Rest of the design is unconfirmed with that one, I believe. Moving on down there, we've got the spiral, which is literally going to be that design with a white circular design at the bottom and a white roof at the top. It will stretch 2 meters into the air. It's basically what you see there, literally spirals. Then we've got the space scraper, which will stretch to 209 centimeters, 200 centimeters, 200.9 centimeters. Oh my days, it's one of those days, isn't it? Then we're going to have the spire, which will have Zs going up the side, with a roof which has it circles round, and then each to the middle we're going to have like some lots of beams, or maybe to each side of the bit at the top. It's unconfirmed again with that one. We could potentially do that similar sort of design with this tower, so I'm confirming the roof is not. I'm just going to say the roof is not confirmed on this one. And then we've got the 4-leaf clover, which has 4 semicircles that meet in the middle, triangle balconies that join each corner of those together, and that will stretch about 1.6 meters into the air, and the spiral will stretch about 1.4 meters into the air. We've then got the square to triangle tower. Yeah, the spire one will probably be called the zip. Something I thought about literally just now. And like I said, the square to triangle is unnamed, I think. And it literally half the tower goes up as a square, and then halfway up it splits into a triangle. It's literally all it is. Then we've got the external cross brace tower. Luke. Oh, God, where's that? Oh, almost dropped my notepad. The multi-level tower where we've got lots of different heights, angles, everything's different on it. That one will stretch about 1.9 meters into the air. Then we've got the Rose, which is an observation tower that will stretch 200.9 centimeters into the air. That one, each viewing balcony will be designed as a petal, and at the top the stem and the little leaves coming off of the balconies, and then at the top we're going to have lots of different private balconies as the petals of the rose. Then we've got Canary Shopping Centre, which will be a mega shopping centre. It is 8 base plates. It'll basically be this section here. That Mills plate cost me nearly £450 to make, I believe, so it's already got a hefty price tag on it, but I can't see how it did cost me £450, but my calculations made it £450. I'm a bit concerned if it is, because that's a hefty price tag. Because, I mean, you've got 64 times 8, so 512. 4x4 grade plates on there. That, each one's 18 pence, so whatever that is, I think it's just below £100. And then we got we used 1x2 brick because I had an absolute excess of that. So there's about, each plate took 49 different squares, times up by 2 to make that 98. 98 times 8 is 792. Times that by the cost of each one, which is 10 pence, £79.20. I can't see how it cost me that. I don't know where I got that price tag from, but then I got the base plates as well. It had some of my maths went wrong somewhere. I bet I timed something by 2 by accident, and I added all that up. And then we're gonna have the museum. So that the shopping centre will stretch about 1.4, 1.5 meters into the air. So like I say, it's a massive building. It will be hundreds of thousands of pieces, and a very expensive build as well. Like, we're looking top, probably one of the most expensive builds ever made, probably, because it's going to be an expensive build, to say the least, and it is absolutely massive. Like, the ground floor is just massive, absolutely massive. When you think about it, it's like 128 studs by 64 studs. That's mental. And that's 14 stories tall, if not 18 stories tall. It will be more than, it'd be like 20 stories tall actually, but then the ceilings are quite high. It's going to be a mammoth building. It'll be under construction for probably almost a decade, potentially. And then we're going to have the museum, which will unconfirmed on the exact size, but I managed to free up a bit more space down here, so we're going to probably see that one not become a skyscraper if it was on those 2 plates, but I might be able to give 4 to it, or at least 3. So obviously we'll be able to add or lower the height of it that way, which is how I've managed to expand the shopping centre so much. Then we've got just the modular buildings. So we're going to have a double fire station, double police station, double bowling centre, garage, and a diner with a theatre inside. Each modular building will be 5 to 6 stories tall, so that is one hell of a police and fire station, I've got to say. It's just really the ground floor which I need, so what I more than likely do is what I'll do is do them in blocks of 4. So, well, maybe. I don't know, but something else will happen. And if I did it in a block of floor 4, we'd have one with a police station and then one with like the bowling alley, and on top of the bowling alley might have apartments or something. That might be the way to go, because fire station will be able to have like 1, 2, 3. I probably wouldn't give more than 4 floors for that. And then I've got the police station. I'd probably give 1, 2, 3, again about 4 floors. The bowling alley would need 1, 2, 3, about 4 floors again. The garage would, I think, 3, 4 floors for that. And the diner, that will have 1, 2, potentially looking at 3, 4, 5 floors, potentially. Yeah, I could see it taking 5 floors. So what I would do there is I would have that merged with the garage, and then after like 3 floors of the garage, I would spread the fit and the diner one over the top of the garage, because the design of these buildings are not confirmed. Like I'm gonna a lot of the city will be made up of masonry. I quite like that piece and glass. There's some pretty good elements. So yeah. The wave is going to be made out of curved train track. I used to have an excess, now I don't have enough to complete the build. I swear I have some more curved train track somewhere, because I swear I had a monstrosity of a number of it. Pieces of curved track. But unless I'm blind, I can't find it. Unless I've used it all. So we've gone from one extreme to the other. So back to the bowling centre. We'll have the design of, I'm thinking, nougat masonry with glass. That'll probably be it. Skyscrapers, they aren't all going to look like this. I'm going down the route of lots of cladding, lots of glass still, bits of masonry, solid brick, inset balconies. So we will go down more of an adventurous route once I've got some towers in the air. This is an adventurous build because it's going to require a lot of trial and error. That's a simple build, just doing the spiral, that's simple. That's an extremely simple, and that's also an extremely simple. Even though it's in a cylinder shape, it is still a simple build. So yeah, these 3 towers, I would like to think, could all be topped out by the end of summer. That's the plan anyway. The wave, I don't really know when this one will be finished. It'll be a build, to say the least. Yeah. I've got to figure out how to fill every nook and cranny, make it equal going up. It'd be a challenge, to say the least. I'm not sure whether to tile off every bit of stud and then make it on like hinged bits, and then just like hinge it, and then every now and again I can clip it in place. That might just be the best way to go, so I can still get bits and bobs in. So like I would have to spread this out 8, so I could technically reduce the amount of curved track I need, and then tile off, and then have a tile on top of the actual segment I build. That will fill in the gap quite nicely, and then on this side, I haven't got that far yet. I'm thinking, what was I? Oh, I said something yesterday, or thought of something yesterday. Oh yeah, clipping bits of just having bits of bobs come across. That might be the best way of doing it. So bring a stud out, and somehow try and match it up, and then slowly build up. That might just be the best way, if I can get that to work. We'll have to see. That should wrap the build, the talk, the build up. Um, so yeah, I built this Mills plate last night, and it took me hours to build, placing probably almost 1,000 1x2 bricks. Was just an insanely tedious mammoth task. Then I had all the masonry stuff to place. I had all the 2x4s, 2x6s, 2x8s to interlock each plate. I then had to obviously cover each one, and it was so tedious doing the exact same thing. I split the build in half just so it wouldn't be so flimsy. I think that's probably the world's largest Mills plate. I've got to admit, it is massive. It is nearly 4 feet tall. So it is a beast to say the least. I need to put in the little lay-by section if I choose to keep it. I might just scrap it. Like I scrapped the one in front of the spiral just because the builds are planned and I can't have too much impediment, if that's the right word. Like here, I've got the design of the tower had to be pushed back to allow for that. Same with this tower, had to be pushed back to allow for this. To a degree, the same as that one. And to a degree, the same as this one. I don't want that continuing, so I took out the driveway there, and I might just take out that one there as well. But we do need to put a multi-storey car park in with it, so I don't know where that'll go. So yeah. Anyway, that's enough for now. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.